thing to say as well, I think, is one of the players of the Premier League that everybody just loved to watch. You were an incredible entertainer, and we're thrilled that you're with us tonight on Monday Night Football. Let's put the career in context. Gianfranco just said, "Oh, you're going to embarrass me." We're going to show you the love, Franco. So this was the career in a nutshell for Gianfranco. The major club career, Napoli, where it began, Parma, then to the Premier League with Chelsea, and finishing back in Sardinia, and 35 caps for Italy as well. 8 major trophies across 3 different clubs. Scudetto, UEFA Cup, UEFA Super Cup, 5 trophies in 7 seasons with Chelsea, including the 2 FA Cups, and the winner for Chelsea in the 98 Cup Winners' Cup final, and a 1994 World Cup runner-up with Italy. So tell us about the Napoli years, Gianfranco. Just extraordinarily exciting times, it seemed, from the outside. But what was it like to make your breakthrough at that football club?
Well, I mean, it was very important, first of all, because it was my first experience in top flight. And I think what has made a difference in that experience it was my attitude, especially the first and the second year, because I went there as a young boy. I was with the big players, and my experience there started very well from the beginning, because Diego Maradona was not training at that moment, so I had the opportunity to break into the team straight away.
That's an amazing photograph, isn't it? Look at that, the boyish Gianfranco Zola, right in front of Diego Maradona as well.
Exactly. Well, no, it's been fantastic. As I said, I went there to play as much as I could, but above all, I went to learn. And I got so much from training with those players, with Diego, but with Carragher, with the others, that it was priceless. And that made a difference in the years. In the future.
But even to get to that stage, how hard had you had to work to make yourself a professional footballer?
Well, it was, Jamie knows better than me. You really need to work a lot on, especially in those years where there is a lot of that you need to learn to be competitive with those guys. So I dedicate all my life to that. All my energies were dedicated to that, and it paid off, so I was very happy with that.
Diego, talk to us about Diego. I'm sure you're a legendary footballer, but there's people who are just, there's 4 or 5 players in the history, maybe, of the game, and he's one of them. What was like that for you as a young player, especially playing in, his position?
Well, it's Diego. Oh, Diego was an incredible player. Everything he used to do, even in training, was amazing. I cannot remember how many times we stopped training and we start clapping because he was doing something that seriously nobody was able to do. But what I like about him, not only the ability that everybody knows, he was the kind of person that he was with us. He was very humble, very. He was always available to everyone. I'll tell you one story. You'll understand a lot of Diego. First year, it was myself and another young boy who came from the lower leagues. They joined the team, and we were not in the team in terms of getting the bonuses. Mm. And I was on a very low wage, because I said I want to Napoli. It doesn't matter how much I earn. I was on a very low wage, and the same was for my teammate. And when he found out that we were not in the bonus scheme, he went to the chairman and he had a fight with him, because he said, "No, we're not going to give them. They're going to get something, but not the full bonuses." He fought for that, and he got us to get a bonus. And you can imagine we won the league there. But that explains what Diego was. He went to there and said, "If you don't do this, we're not going to train." and it was.
I'm guessing. Go on.
No, he told me earlier when you played Milan.
Yeah.
Before the game, you played the great AC Milan with Maradona.
Unbelievable. We were on the dugout. We're just about to go in, and I see Ruud Gullit and Van Basten going to ask him if he was going to change the shirt just before the match. I mean, Van Basten, Gullit, two amazing players. They went to him. That show how much appreciated was Diego Mendoza, the stature of the player.
I'm guessing he would make it into your top 11 of teammates that you played with.
Yeah, I start from
start with Diego. Not a bad place to start, is it? We did ask Gianfranco to pick his 1 to 11, and it was really tough. And some of these suggestions were ours, because you don't want to upset any ex-teammates that didn't manage to make it into the 11 as well.
I was very lucky to play with along with very fantastic players. There are players like also Albertini, who play with the national team. I mean, Donadoni, amazing players.
They won't be watching Gianfranco, don't worry.
But I think it's a decent team.
Jamie picked out, we were talking earlier, Baresi as your sort of idol, really, Jamie.
Yeah, he's my favourite defender of all time, and I was fascinated talking to you before about the '94 World Cup and what Baresi does in that where I think he gets injured in the first game against Ireland, has a knee operation, comes back and makes it for the final, and then is the best player in the final, playing against Romario and Bebeto. Romario was player of the tournament. It was just like, what was he like to you? I mean, you would have played against him a lot in training.
Oh yeah, big time. Well, Franco was a mix. He was very intelligent, first of all, nasty when he needed to be.
Italian, yeah.
Quick, but and tactically was on a different level. He was always in the right position at the right time, and great leader. Didn't talk too much. He was one of those silent leaders, but was always doing the right things, and everybody. When Franco was doing something, everybody was following.
Talking about the '94 World Cup, I'm thinking defender-wise, but. Alongside probably Romario as maybe the player of the tournament was Roberto Baggio. Was that the tournament that really put him on that level of one of the best players in the world?
Yeah, absolutely. He didn't start very well, actually, to be honest. He was very quiet until the game we played against Nigeria. He was very quiet. I think he was really underplaying. I think he was feeling the pressure. The whole team actually wasn't playing fantastically well. And then at that moment, we play Nigeria. Another Italian came on. He was on the pitch 7 minutes, and then he got sent off.
Wow, who was that?
So nasty guy. very, very nasty guy. He got sent off. So we were back in 10. We were one goal down. And then right towards the end, Roberto got the equalizer, and then he got the goal on a penalty. From that moment, it was a different Roberto. He played well. He was effective. He was good. And I think in the end, it was, if we had won the tournament, probably would have been called player of the tournament.
I like the fact, Gianfranco, that you've got a smattering of players from various teams that you've played in.
Yes.
So you went from Napoli to Parma. You got Buffon, of course, in goal, a Parma teammate there. Were they your peak years at Parma?
Yeah, I think performance-wise, I was, especially the second year at Parma, I was at my top. I really play well. That's the year when I got the position, conquered the position in the national team as well, in front of Baggio, in front of Mancini and others. And that's where I play my best. I think I was top scorer in all the competitions, so I really played well that year.
Was that the Nevio Scala?
Yeah.
The coach, right. And it was Asprilla, Thomas Brolin. Was that
yes.
those players?
Asprilla, Thomas Brolin, there was I don't know if you
Thuram Cannavaro, was he there?
No,
then?
they came later.
Okay.
It was Minotti, Apolloni, Ben Arrivo was another
Yeah.
national team player. So we had a very, very good team.
But all these greats, there is a Chelsea core to that best 11 as well. Let's just put that back on the screen.
Yeah.
Especially in this midfield. Well, you got John Terry at the back. You would have seen a young John Terry when you were coming through. But Di Matteo, Dennis Wise there as well, makes it in your all-time 11. We saw a shot of him at Stamford Bridge tonight. Why would you have him in that position?
Because he's scared of him.
Yeah, probably because otherwise he would tackle me if I didn't. No, I put Dennis because I think it was. I mean, in those years in Chelsea was very impressive. Not only with what he used to do on the pitch, but also he was very influential with all the players, keeping everybody together, especially the English group with the foreign group.
Was that a difficult balance, do you think, in that stage of Chelsea's development?
It could have been difficult, but I think the mentality of the English made it much easier. I think they embraced what we were bringing to the club, and we were actually very, very good in embracing what they could do.
So you embraced all the English customs,
yes,
did you?
Not all of them. Yeah, no, I think I can honestly say that we brought something to the team. Maybe the way we train, the way we live football, but we learned so much from the way the English face the games and the way they live the game. I became certainly a better player with the experience over here, and I'm not joking about that.
I remember your first season at Chelsea. That was the first season I played a couple of games for Liverpool, so I used to travel with the team and sometimes not be changed as the substitute. And I remember we played Chelsea twice in about 2 or 3 weeks. And Chelsea won twice. Eddie Newton got the winning goal, I think, on New Year's Day. And then a few weeks later was a really famous game for you in the FA Cup. Liverpool were 2-0 up. Chelsea came back 4-2. But having that sort of view on the bench at pitch level, watching you for the first time in those 2 games was just like, and you got Footballer of the Year, I think.
Yes.
And he was only there for 4 or 5 months.
I came there towards the end of November.
Yeah. And then you ended up getting Player of the Year.
Yes.
But being at that level and watching the speed of the game and the ball coming into you and the one-touch passes, it was, I can't say it was a joy because I was on a Liverpool duty, but it was certainly a brilliant experience.
I think that was a fantastic. Nowadays, if you ask me one game that I remember as probably one of the best one I've been involved with, I would say that game. It was great. They were playing very well. You were playing very well, and then in the second half, Mark, you came on and they completely changed the game, and we played very well.
And that game became so famous because of what happened after that. Chelsea went on to win the FA Cup in 1997, and there's the picture. First trophy in 26 years as well. Brought the glory days back to Chelsea with Ruud as the manager, Ruud Gullit, Di Matteo and Dennis Wise flanking you at the bottom.
I was
there.
controlling them.
But it was such a collection of talents, wasn't it, Jamie, as well?
Well, Steve, I think it's Steve Clarke. He was a great player for Chelsea. He coached me at Liverpool. Obviously, Ruud came in as a player under Glenn Hoddle initially. So, as I say, you got those real British players, Mark Hughes,
Scott Minto,
LaBeouf, good footballer and centre-back as well. And the little magician at the front.
No, we had a fantastic group, honestly, Jamie. We really enjoyed staying together, and still now, I mean, we keep a fantastic relationship.
And the cups kept on coming. Cup Winners' Cup the following season as well, in which you scored the winning goal.
Yeah, we felt like we were growing every year. We were getting better and better. There was a big gap to fill with the top clubs. United, Arsenal, Liverpool was on the one. But we felt like we were going in the right direction. Every year, somebody new was coming to bring something new to the team, and we felt like we were growing.
Did it feel like you were part of an ambitious club?
Absolutely, yes. Yeah. We knew that the project was to become competitive, and so we did. Every year we were climbing the table and improving and getting better.
99, 2000, do you think that was the year that maybe you could have made that final step?
I feel like that here we could have done it. We were very unlucky because, as you remember, Gigi Casiraghi was part of the team. He got injured, and so in the end we ended up with one striker less, and we played many games. We had to play always the same player, and we suffered that. I remember we came 4 points behind United, who won the league, if I remember well, and we lost crucial points. You know, I always remember beating Leicester 2-0, and then 4 minutes to go, we equalized with them 2-2, losing to West Ham home. They were not doing fantastically well. Those points made a big difference.
And that's the year, I said the year 2000, I was actually 19, and that was this season Man United won the treble, so we're talking about one of the greatest teams we've ever seen
Chelsea
in English football, and you only finished 4 points behind. You didn't win the league with that Chelsea team, I didn't win the league with the Liverpool team I played in, but sometimes you have to give credit. We're talking about some of the greatest teams that we've ever seen in English football. It was a really tough time.
It was.
Watching United win, yes.
Very competitive.